2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
The bright lights and tall buildings. Now it's it.
Hey, Kevin. Well,
It does indeed. Thanks, David. Here are the starters for Brooklyn. Durant is out there with Harris. Then it's Harden. Then there's Irving. And it's Jordan in at the center position. And for Los Angeles, Reggie Jackson out there with Paul George. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then it's Marcus Morris. And it's Leonard in at the small forward. Now here's Jackson. Greg, in terms of personnel, not exactly the matchups we were expecting to see tonight.
You know, Kevin, with all the injuries and some guys now having to step into unfamiliar roles, in some ways that makes tonight all the more intriguing to see which guys are going to step up and deliver.
And so the Los Angeles Clippers get the first points of the ballgame. And here's Harden for three. It's hauled in by Zubac. And here comes Jackson leading the fast break. Here's George. No good that time. And Brooklyn will come the other way. Irving drives in. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Jordan.
Always a threat on the drive. Irving has an explosive first step.
Jackson passes to Leonard. First quarter, just over a minute played. One up, one down, 2 points with his first shot this game.
And he's got the athleticism and strength to be a powerful presence inside. Leonard never afraid to get in and mix it up down low.
Now, here is Harden. On the wing, Irving. Hands it from downtown. Irving's got 5 now.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep. And, Clark, when you look at the footwork of James Harden, arguably some of the best in the history of this league.
And, you know, Greg, he studied the greats. I mean, he loved Ginobili's Euro step and then added it to his own game. Now he's taking that to another level, and he's the one giving out the lesson. But you're right. Got great strength, but the footwork is really outstanding.
Here's Jordan. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. Here's KD. Rebound by the Clippers.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That's his first foul. Los Angeles making a switch here. Kennard's checked in. Harden against Jackson. To the middle, Zubac. He gets it in there.
And early on, they've been nearly perfect from the floor. Just the one miss here on their first 5 attempts.
Harden against Jackson. Kawhi Leonard with the rebound. Now the Clippers moving it up. The putback. And they had their chances. 2 offensive rebounds, but they still come up empty. Irving finds Durant. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
He's somebody that's really comfortable carrying the offensive load.
The Clippers in the lead. Jackson passes to Morris. 1:52 left to play in the first quarter. He lobs it up. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. On the wing, Harris. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Count that one.
You know, with Harris, if you're open, he's going to make sure he finds you.
For Los Angeles, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. Here's Zubac. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's going to be on James Harden.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing easy inside.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for Morris. And it's Patrick Beverly in for Jackson. The Nets also changing it up. Blake Griffin, he's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Green comes in for Joe Harris. And it's Bruce Brown in for James Harden.
How hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
And Beverly kicks to Zubats. Kennard the pass to Zubats. Griffin with the steal. On the wing, Irving. Defended by Beverly. Here's KD. Green inside. He's covered by Leonard. Shot clock at 6. No good from Irving.
Boy, he knows he should have knocked that one down, especially with the defense not giving much of an effort.
The Clippers shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night. That's good from Beverly.
And, you know, Beverly is easily one of the most tenacious defenders in the league. An absolute pest of epic proportion. Love his energy.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. DeMarcus Cousins comes in for Ivica Zubats. And it's Paul George in for Leonard. And stolen by Cousins. And here's the break. Over in the corner, Beverly. And again, it's the Clippers missing. Irving for 3. And that one released in time, but no good. A good close contest so far as we finish the first. And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. Guys, what's your take on the Clippers so far?
Well, when you control the glass, you control the second chance opportunities on both ends.
And, you know, their rebounding advantage has been glaring, simply outworking them on the boards for that entire first quarter.
On the court right now, second quarter starting for the Nets. They've got Kyrie Irving. He's out there with Brown. Green is out there with Griffin. And it's Claxton in at the 4. Beverly dishes to George. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
Brown kicks to Irving. Pass to Claxton. Beverly against Irving. Takes it from 10, and the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. And the Clippers making a change here. Man's checked in. Joe Harris is checked in for the Nets. James Harden comes in for Irving. And the foul on Harden. That's foul number 2 for him.
And that's foul number 2. Maybe you don't sit him at this point, but you really have to be careful to not pick up another before half.
Beverly against Harris. Pass to George. The Clippers need to get off a shot. Offensive rebound. And that one's good. Cousins.
Yeah, you know, Cousins, I think, is sometimes underrated as an offensive rebounder. That guy can get some putbacks for you.
Brown against George. Brown kicks to Harden. Here's the teardrop. Great D that time from Batum. And so Beverly will bring it up for the Clippers. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter. Fires the 3. Doesn't go that time. The Nets go the other way with it.
And it's kind of the running joke when you think of James Harden, often maligned for his lack of effort defensively, but quite honestly, I thought he improved a great deal a season ago.
And, you know, Greg, I observed the same thing. His overall commitment was better. And not just steals and blocks either. I'm just talking about his awareness, his commitment to that end of the floor. It was a focal point. If he continues on that track, I think he's going to make an impact at that end as well.
Here is Harden following the basket by DeMarcus Cousins. Trying to end the drought. Yep, it goes. And the Clipper lead is cut down now to just 7 on the basket from Brown.
And you're not going to pass up that kind of look.
George with the ball. Pass to Batum. Fires from deep. George, no good. Nets trail by 7. On the wing, Harris. He's guarded by Cousins. Releases. Harris's shot is off. Los Angeles has gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. That doesn't go either for George.
You know, he just has not been himself this period. Just too inconsistent up and down at the offensive end.
That's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession. Brooklyn making some changes. Griffin's checked in for Green. Luwawu Cabarro comes in for Bruce Brown. And it's Tyler Johnson in for James Harden. Now here's Johnson. It's hauled in by Zubac.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
And, guys, you know that rebounding is a huge part, a huge component of winning games. It's not a glamorous stat, but it's necessary if you're going to be a winning team.
Here's Harris following the basket by Nicholas Batum. Harris passes to Claxton. Joe Harris, and that's good.
You know, like a lot of shooters, Harris prefers to release off a pass, catch and shoot, not the dribble.
Kennard kicks to Leonard. Harris against Kennard. Wide open. And the shot goes in. And the Clippers lead by 8.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Well, I'm going to credit the screen. I mean, that's a good, strong pick he lays there.
Stolen by Jackson. And the foul on Tyler Johnson. That is his first foul of the game. And the Clippers making a change here. Mann's checked in. Jackson against Johnson. Jackson passes to Zubac. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Yep, that one goes in there.
No defensive pressure at all. I mean, that's not going to get it done against him.
Clippers leading by 6. Here's Leonard. Six on the shot clock. On the wing, Jackson. Uncovered. He can't hit that time. And so it's the Los Angeles Clippers with their lead. Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to each and every. A pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. Their field goal percentage was a robust. That's all for now.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. Well, it seems like every year, Greg, we see some incredible new players come to the NBA, and they are welcome with open arms. Their style of play is so terrific.
No doubt about it. You know, guys like Ja Morant, I think he's got a chance to be one of the greats. And any list about the future of the NBA has to include Luka Doncic. I don't know if there's a better basketball talent than that young man. And, you know, let's not forget about Devin Booker out in Phoenix as well. A terrific player.
3 terrific kids, you're right. Morris is out there with Ivica Zubac. Then it's Paul George. And there's Jackson. And it's Leonard in at the 3 spot. That's the group starting the second half for Tyronn Lue. The 3 from KD. And the Nets miss again.
And they continue to control the glass.
Guys, I think they've simply been the more physical team, and that's why they're ahead.
Harris finds Irving. From outside the arc. Here's Jordan out to Harris. The 3. Jordan. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Well, I like how Jordan embraces his role on this team. I mean, it's all about rebounding and putbacks for him at the offensive end.
George passes to Zubac. Now the dish to Jackson. Back to Zubac. And the dunk by Zubac.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones.
Hey, they've got a nice, comfortable lead here, fellas. Might as well keep it simple. Do it a plain, simple one-hander, just like pound cake.
Outside for Durant. Back to Harden. And the foul called on Marcus Morris. That is his first foul of the game. A different look for the Clippers. DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for Zubac. Patrick Beverley comes in for Leonard. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Jackson. Green, he's checked in for the Nets. Bruce Brown comes in for James Harden.
Irving knocking down that three. Textbook form, too. Never rushes anything. Mechanics are efficient and effective.
Rondo scanning the floor. Brown against George.
When PG-13 is feeling it, he can be an absolute monster from mid-range.
And Clark, although he's not the force he once was on the floor, Rajon Rondo still can give you strong minutes in bursts.
Greg, I tell you what, I love watching this guy work. I know his double-digit assist days are long in his rearview mirror, but this dude still knows how to run a team, and he is ideal for leading your second unit because he's an orchestrator, a facilitator, a playmaker, and guys love playing with him. You can just feel how guys enjoy playing with Rondo running the show. Love the unselfishness of Beverly. I mean, when he sees his teammate wide open, he quickly gets him the ball.
Irving with it. George picks him up, and it's Green with the jam.
Yeah, he just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam.
I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will really start shrinking.
Now, here is George. He's got 7. Feeds it to Cousins. A rebound by the Nets. 1:30 left in the third. KD finds Jordan. Over in the corner, Brown. Outside, KD. Cousins trying to free himself up. Yep, it goes, and the Clipper lead is cut down now to just 4 in the basket from Durant. And so it's Rondo bringing it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. He dishes it to Cousins, and it's blocked by Jordan.
Hey, get that weak stuff out of here. Take it home. Jordan is fantastic at rejecting those kinds of shots.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
That is the perfect fast break, guys. Getting a hoop before the defense can get set.
Here's Morris following the bucket by the Nets. And that one's good. Beverly.
And Beverly is a menace inside. I mean, incredibly crafty at finding ways to score down there.
Irving surveying the floor. The pass to Jordan. Back to Irving. Beyond the arc. Cousins pulls it in.
Yeah, you know, guys, this has been far from his best game. A disappointing outing for both him and the team.
Outside, George. 2 on the clock. And it's blocked by Jordan. They recover it. He knocks it down, but wait a minute. The officials are getting together. They may want to review this one. Well, we thought the third quarter was over. It turns out the officials are going to review the play. And so it's Los Angeles with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. And you have to credit their defense for the job they've been doing against Irving. Kyrie's been almost invisible out there, and we don't say that very often. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the floor generalship right here? I mean, showing us why they're always in good hands when he's the man in charge.
Well, clearly he's the guy that stirs the drink for him, and that's how he does it, with his dynamite passing skills.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. Our fourth quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. So for Brooklyn now, we've got Jordan, Harden out there with Kyrie Irving. Then there's Harris, and it's Griffin in at the power forward position. Jackson kicks to Kennard. Passes to Leonard. And Then Leonard with the dunk.
And there's only ever going to be one result when Kawhi's driving to the bucket, and it's going to be loud, and it's going to be painful.
In the corner, Irving with it. Back to Harden. No good on the three.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
I certainly do. You know, I like to see guys do their work inside. Their rebounding has been excellent, and that's always important in a close game.
Jackson passes to Kennard. Zubac. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Tries again, and it's good on the way in. Now it's a 7-point Clipper lead.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Well, I agree with you. 4 of their last 5 baskets have been exactly of that variety.
Yes, that goes in.
And, you know, the thing about Harden, crafty in the paint, he really finds angles and avenues to get the shots he wants when you don't think there's any angle or avenue to find.
Jackson against Harden. Outside for Batum. No good on the triple.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession. And that's right in his wheelhouse, looking to make an impact when it counts.
You know, they want the ball in his hands here because they trust him to hit all the big shots.
Jackson down low, guarded by Harden. Here's Leonard. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson.
And, guys, that's the man you want with the ball in his hands on that critical possession. Kawhi being his best in the biggest moments.
Here's Harden. Dishes to Griffin. Harden the pass to Griffin. And he could not get that one to go. And here we go. A coach's challenge has been initiated. Have to now review the personal foul in question.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And, guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. Leonard finds Zubac. And again, the turnover by the Clippers. And Los Angeles with some changes. Cousins comes in for Ivica Zubac. And it's Paul George in for Kennard. And a new group in for the Nets. Green, he's checked in for Jordan. Luwawu Cabarro comes in for Harris. Bruce Brown, he's checked in for Irving. And it's Johnson in for James Harden.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
On the three off target.
Definitely a situation you want to make sure you don't give him too good of a look.
Griffin's shot is off.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Pass to Morris. And Cousins kicks to George. That one falls.
Late in the game, up big, they continue to attack.
Now, I don't think you want to get loose and sloppy or ease up, but it is time for them to start using that clock a bit.
Brown dishes to Griffin. That shot off. And it's Leonard with the ball. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. They've allowed just 7 points here in the fourth quarter.
Not enough ticks left on the clock to save them tonight.
Not by a long shot. It's all but official.
And it's Green with the jam.
And Green getting off the floor there for the dunk. Really like watching him sky up throws.
From deep, George. No good that time. So the Clippers with the win. It was a David, thank you as always. And that about wraps it up. and getting mentally prepared to compete. You see the focus. You feel it. Looking now at the lineups for both teams tonight, some names out of action.
And with both teams at less than full strength, we'll have to see which side is able to remain more effective.
Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. Damian Lillard out there with Powell. Then there's Yusuf Nurkic. Then it's Anthony, and it's Giles in at the four-man position. And for the Clippers, they've got Ivica Zubac. Paul George is out there with Patrick Beverley. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Oturu in at the four spot.
This guy is such an intelligent guard. Patrick Beverley finding a driving lane and finishing.
Lillard against Beverley. For three. Oturu with the rebound.
Well, the defense clearly was not interested in guarding him from downtown. They're very fortunate he missed.
George looking over the floor. Off target from three-point range. Zubac kicks to Beverley. George hacks a two-pointer. Los Angeles keeps it going. A new 14-second shot clock.
And the D getting outworked there on the putback. Can't let that happen.
You have got to put a body on somebody. We talk about it ad nauseum, but you've got to be disciplined with the box outs.
So it's Portland now. The Clippers getting the bucket. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. The Clippers have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Passes it to Oturu. Nobody near Leonard. And a miss there on the triple.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Pass to Lillard. Pulls it up. No good on the shot. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Leonard, the pass to Beverley. A three-pointer off the mark.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
And another turnover here by Portland. Still without a basket in the game. LA's gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. The first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. And there's the pass to Oturu. Here's Zubac. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Lillard, the pass to Nurkic. A three ball. And it's Lillard missing.
Nothing going right on the offensive end. 0 for 4 from the field.
A three from Leonard. Pass to Zubac. Inside, Powell with the steal. Here's Lillard. Passes it to Giles. Back to Lillard. To stop the drought. It's hauled in by George.
I'll tell you, a rough quarter for him, and that puts so much pressure on the guys around him. Well, Norman Powell, these last several seasons, has turned himself into a knockdown shooter. And obviously, last season, much more involved on the offensive end. And that, to me, was his best performance to date. Well, the versatility he possesses makes him a very tough cover, guys.
Los Angeles leading by 3. 1:39 left in the first quarter. From deep, George. And it's Portland with the rebound.
And with Powell, they rely on his shooting to open things up for everyone else.
Yeah, and for Norman Powell, he knows what he's about and welcomes that role. This is a guy who understands how to relocate in the midst of plays to create separation from defenders. He's always ready in catch-and-shoot situations.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Here's Beverley. And the layup's good off the glass. Beverley's got his second bucket.
Well, this guy is a fighter. Patrick Beverley will not back down from contact.
And Lillard kicks to Nurkic. Beverley against Lillard. And Damian Lillard with the jam.
almost unstoppable on the drive. Lillard's talent for ball handling, letting him just cut through the defense.
George passes to Beverly. To the inside. And the dunk by Zubac.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Cantor checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Jones comes in for Harry Giles. McCollum's checked in for Norman Powell. And it's Simons in for Damian Lillard. Great positioning on the putback.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Now here's Leonard. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Kicks it to Cousins. With 2 seconds left. Almost, but it rolls out. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
Yeah, I think they wanted to come out of the gate strong, and they have. They've taken the early lead here.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the floor for Portland, they've got Jones. Anthony is out there with Enes Kanter. Then there's C.J. McCollum, and it's Simons in at the point guard. And it's the Trailblazers with the ball, following the miss by DeMarcus Cousins from deep. A nice shot by Simons. The importance of the three-point shot never greater than right now, and in your eyes, there are some players who are just absolutely dead, solid, perfect from distance.
No doubt about it. And you know, there's three guys to me, though, that kind of separate themselves. And it's one, because you have to honor their ability equally off the dribble, from three, and at attacking the paint. Steph Curry, James Harden, and Damian Lillard. Those three guys can all hit pull-ups and step backs from range off the dribble. They all got great vision, you know, so they can take advantage of defenses that get caught loading a little too much. And then they also are terrific in the paint at getting to the free throw line. So those are the three guys I think that create the most havoc when you start talking about having to guard the three-point line.
Now Kanter, following the three-point attempt by C.J. McCollum. And trying for the go-ahead basket. It doesn't go in. And McCollum on the floor, all business. Off the court, he's a very outspoken player, very colorful guy. Greg, you were saying you see a future in media for him when he stops playing.
No doubt about it, Kevin. I mean, McCollum spoke up quickly about the seriousness of the virus when they were playing. He's very knowledgeable and shares what's on his mind, a media position.
And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Deep low post position. If DeMarcus Cousins has it, turn the lights out.
Here's Simons. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It's his first trip to the line. And he makes the first. A platoon swap here for the Clippers. And then for the Trailblazers, Nurkic checked in for Enes Kanter. Harry Giles comes in for Anthony. And Norman Powell subbed in for Jones. The Clippers have gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Here's George. Good D by McCollum.
Boy, surprised he missed that. The defense just good enough to prevent that bucket.
Giles the pass to Simons. Here's Giles. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. That puts them in the lead. Giles has got the lead up to 1 now for the Trailblazers.
Well, everyone's seeking those high percentage looks in the restricted area. Nicely done there.
And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
It is really difficult to get your feet completely set, to stay completely still. It's almost surprising to me that it isn't called more often.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. Lillard's checked in for Portland.
No idea why he's attempting so many outside shots. It's not his day, and he needs to either look to drive or get it to an open teammate.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
George up top. Pass to Zubac. The shot, no good. Great D that time from Nurkic. Lillard attacking. That one good for 2. Lillard's got 7 points in the game.
And made only about a quarter of their shots in the first. Totally flat, but they bounced back and built a lead here with a much better second quarter. He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
He is trying to shoot his way out of it, and it might be better for him to pass the basketball at this point.
And you can't give McCollum any space. Always a threat to pull the trigger.
From deep, George hangs home the trifecta. George has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. 40 seconds left to play here in the half. Three-pointer, Lillard drains the three-pointer. Lillard's got the lead back up to 6 now for Portland.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Well, that three-point shot just gives you so much room to operate on the offensive end.
And George gets it to go. George has got 5 points now in the quarter.
Well, just solid work in the painted area. Paul George, quality look, excellent decision.
Lillard against Beverly. Lillard left side. They get it again. Here's Giles. Fires the 3. And the Trailblazers another 3.
And when Lillard's hitting the tray ball, it really opens things up for him. As good a passer as he is, he becomes a major headache for the D if he gets hot from beyond.
And all right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back. The first quarter for the Trailblazers was fairly even. They kept at it on both ends of the floor, and
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. You have to like what we've seen so far from Damian Lillard.
And if he can keep shooting from deep like he did in the first half, he's going to be more than a handful.
What I love is they've continued to feed this guy. Ride the hot hand until the defense does something about it.
DeMarcus Cousins out there with Patrick Patterson. Then it's Paul George. Then there's Jackson. And it's Leonard in at small forward. That's the group starting the second half for Tyronn Lue. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. Nicholas Batum. He's checked in for the Clippers. Anthony's checked in for Portland. Jackson with it. There's the pass to George. To the paint, Cousins. Outside for George. Good on the three-point shot. George has got 8 points.
Well, the three-point shooting of Paul George is an important attribute. Because he can put it on the deck, he's got to balance it with that kind of look right there.
Lillard against Jackson, and Damian Lillard with the jam.
And there is no better way to add to the lead.
Isn't that true, GA, especially when the slam is coming from the point guard?
That's got to be a little bit deflating to the defense, guys. Getting kicked when you're down. My goodness.
Batum, good. Your son, Cole Gregg, was one of the top high school players in America. A lot of services had him #1. Talk about what it was like going through the recruiting process as a dad.
You know, it was fun for the most part because he really kind of kept everything in perspective. And the teams we dealt with, the schools we dealt with, man, they were all top-notch. So that process, about as enjoyable as one could ask for. But at the same time, it's still stressful, man. That's still your little guy getting ready to head off to college.
Well, you're a dad and a proud one at that. There's the feed to Cousins. Kept alive. Kicks it out to Leonard. Takes the three. The putback, controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Lillard, the pass to Cannon. Back to Lillard. Three-pointer. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. George has got his 4th rebound in this one. And so they choose to intentionally foul. So both teams making some changes here. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. Pass to Oturu. His first shot coming late. And again, no good by the Clippers.
Boy, a clean, close look. What a missed opportunity.
McCollum, no good. Clippers trail by 4. Jackson kicks to Kennard. And again, no good by the Clippers.
He is too good a shooter, guys, to be left open like that. The defense just dodged a bullet there. I'll tell you, he has looked just a step slow all game, but his teammates, boy, have they come through.
Nice passing here by Los Angeles. Traps in the tray.
Yeah, those are starting to add up, guys. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 have been triples.
Boy, Greg, there is a lot to like offensively for Luke Kennard.
I tell you, he can shoot it. He's a crafty finisher and really improving as a passer. The question mark is the defensive end. 6'5" in height and wingspan, not elite tool, so he's got to get by on his instincts and his anticipation. And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
And Damian Lillard with the jam.
Boy, I love seeing Cantor distribute the basketball. If you're open, this guy will find you.
And here's Jackson. Dishes it to Morris. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get them. And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able to. A challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on. And the rebound battle split evenly thus far.
Inside. Cousins inside. He's covered by Cantor, and he gets it to go.
You have to guard DeMarcus Cousins wherever he is on the floor. I don't care if it's the mid-range. Get a hand up and contest.
Back to McCollum from deep. Good on the triple. McCollum's got 6.
You know, the D giving him a little bit of space beyond the three-point line, and that's all the room he needs.
Passes it to Morris. From deep. The Clippers rebound. Patterson passes to Cousins. A beautiful reverse layup. He's got 8.
His shooting has been outstanding. Definitely one of the reasons they're up in this game.
McCollum against Kennard. Now McCollum, 6 points for him. Cantor, it's good on the putback. Cantor's got the game tied up here for Portland.
Elite offensive rebounder from the moment he stepped between the lines. Enes Kanter, that is a strength of his game.
It's all tied here in Los Angeles. And I know I speak for all of us when I say I can't wait to see what kind of finish awaits us here in the 4th quarter. And it's the Trailblazers with the ball. And on the floor for Portland here in the 4th. They've got McCollum. Giles is out there with Derek Jones. Then there's Yusuf Nurkic. And it's Simons in at the 1. Well, as we move into the 4th, it's been an even game.
Guys, teams have exchanged the lead 5 times thus far.
Now, here's Beverly. Here's Kennard. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
The first one falls. Los Angeles making a switch here. Leonard's checked in, and the Trailblazers making a change here as well. Powell, he's checked in for Derek Jones. Here's Simons. And the rejection by Zubac. And there's the call on Patrick Beverly. That's foul number 2 for him. Here's McCollum. Pass to Giles. And he goes in for the dunk.
And we talk about court awareness. There, McCollum doing a beautiful job spotting the open man.
Leonard against Powell. And he converts the layup.
And that's about the worst defense I can imagine a team playing coming down the stretch.
You know, we talk about execution offensively coming down the stretch. To me, it's as important defensively, and they didn't have it.
Near the three-point line, it's McCollum. It's hauled in by Zubac. Zubac has got 5 rebounds tonight. Kennard finds Beverly. Paul George, he's checked in for Kennard. And Portland with a change here, too. Lillard's checked in. Beverly with the ball. 5 to shoot. Leonard inside. Powell on him. That one doesn't go. And now Portland on the break. Stolen by Beverly. And now they decide to foul intentionally. We're about 2 minutes into the 4th quarter in this one. Beverly dishes to Cousins. Powell with the steal. Lillard outside. From deep three-point range, Portland again missing.
Still looking for his first triple of the half. He had 3 at the break.
And George kicks to Patterson. Leonard looking around. Leonard on the wing. He feeds it to Cousins. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. And the Clippers lead by 2.
DeMarcus Cousins leaves, no doubt, in a big moment. Big-time play.
Cullen passes to Lillard. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It's on Kawhi Leonard.
Wearing the number 0 for a reason. Damian Lillard has it on his back for his city, Oakland. Just the latest star from the town.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Jackson's checked in. George finds Leonard. On the wing, George. George double teamed. Jackson has the open look. Off target with his three. Now a timeout called by Portland. One of the stories here, Cousins getting it done.
He's just really a one-man wrecking crew down low. And with this timeout, they've got to make some adjustments because he's been steady inside.
And now we present our New Balance Player of the Game, Damian Lillard.
He's accounted for the bulk of their scoring, and that's really nothing new. No team likes to rely too heavily on one player, but when you've got a guy with this amount of talent, you've got to lean on him like they have.
Zubac is checked in for Patrick Patterson. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hi, Kevin. Well, Terry Stotts just went over his game plan with his team, and he's pushing them to empty the tank. He said, I know you're tired and it's been a tough game, but we can't hold back. If you're tired, come out. Otherwise, I want you full speed, guys.
Outside, George. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. George has got it all tied up now for the Clippers.
You can see Paul George is locked in right now. Big-time shots demonstrate his elite level in the NBA.
Lillard, the pass to Cannon. Back to Lillard. Launches a three. A three-pointer is right on target. Lillard's got 26.
Such a clutch shooter. This guy lives for these kinds of moments and delivers.
McCollum against George. Takes it out to Leonard. It counts! And what a sensational bucket to bring them within one.
So much riding on that shot. What a bucket.
I'll tell you, that changes things, doesn't it? Good job, young fella. What a game.
And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Lillard. Count it!
Proof positive that Lillard is worthy. That's talent you can build a franchise around.
Outside, George. Good! And that shot brings them to within just one.
Can't afford these defensive breakdowns, especially down the stretch.
And right now, neither side can get a stop. Looks like both coaches will have plenty of material for the film room.
It's the first, and that will put them up by 2. And so he drops them both. It's a three-point game.
Yeah, those free throws make things a little more simpler right now. They just have to guard against the three-pointer.
Guys, some great passing from him.
Yeah, everybody's touching it, and you're starting to see the assists pile up because the rhythm is on display offensively.
George, no good. Here is Lillard, and the pass to Cannon. Lets it go with the three. Misses there.
Patrick Beverly is one of the pestiest, most annoying defenders in the NBA.
Welcome, sports fans. Thanks for joining us. It's the NBA on 2K. Here are the starters for Milwaukee. Middleton and Giannis are the forward tandem. Holiday out there with Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Lopez in at the center position. And for Los Angeles, Kawhi Leonard is out there with Marcus Morris. Then there's Jackson. Then it's Paul George. And it's Zubats in at the 5, patrolling the paint. Now, here's Zubats. Kicks to Jackson. 5 on the clock. Here's Zubats. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
This is his first free throw of the game. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. Lots of speed and athleticism on the floor tonight, Brent. What do you think could determine the outcome?
Well, if guys are going to play fast, Kevin, and guys are going to be up in the air, it's going to come down to very solid decision-making to see who it is that separates themselves in this one.
And there's Morris. That's good on the assist by Jackson.
And the powerful frame of Morris, difficult to knock him off his rhythm, and there finishing through the contact.
Holiday against Jackson. In the corner, it's DiVincenzo. It's good.
Good handles from the 6'8" Chris Middleton. That's some versatility there with that size.
And so George will bring it up for the Clippers. On the wing, Jackson. Back to George. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
Now here's Giannis. And so Milwaukee again turning it over.
And the versatility of Paul George's game. Elite defense and rebounding, steals and deflections.
When you think about Paul George moving to several teams, yet still having the impact on both ends of the floor, I think that is a telltale sign that you have an elite talent in Paul George.
Here in the first quarter with about 2 minutes gone by. Antetokounmpo looking it over. And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
You know how you want to tell people don't let Giannis get too close? Well, one step past half court, he's too close.
DiVincenzo against George. Now here is Morris. He's tightly guarded. And George, here we go. Zubats comes up empty down low.
For him, it's harder to miss that shot than it is to make that shot. I think he was anticipating a bit of a bump there.
The kick out to Lopez. Giannis against Leonard. And Giannis gets it to go.
I mean, he's a hard guy to guard everywhere on the floor, but more than anywhere else, Giannis can get you in the paint. That's where he lives.
Now here's Jackson. To the inside. No good from Zubats. Bucks trail by 3. DiVincenzo passes to Holiday. Lopez left side. Looks for Holiday, gets it to him, and the layup is good.
Yeah, Drew very much willing to go in there, scrap out a rebound, and hit the boards.
Pass to Leonard. 1:32 left in the first quarter of the game. Pass to Zubats. Back to Leonard. And George, here we go. Here's Zubats. Off the left rim and out. Bucks have gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. Here's Middleton. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Just tough shots just don't bother Paul George. So smooth with it when he gets into his motion.
Holiday dishes to Lopez. Here's Antetokounmpo, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. The Bucks shooting their first free throws of the game.
Yeah, last year, collectively, only 74% from the line.
That's good from Antetokounmpo.
Now we can talk about it over and over again. Antetokounmpo combines size and versatility in ways we just haven't seen, at least up until the Greek Freak's arrival.
And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Bobby Portis is checked in for Lopez. P.J. Tucker comes in for Chris Middleton. Pat Connaughton, he's checked in for Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Bryn Forbes in for Drew Holiday. Here's Connaughton. And the Bucks miss again. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. Batum finds Beverly. To the middle. Here's Oturu. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Well, it's the golden age of point guards, and Patrick Beverly trying to show that he belongs amongst them. Great awareness on that play.
Here is Forbes, defended by Beverly from 11 feet away. Forbes can't get it to go.
Yeah, it's pretty much the only way to keep him from taking advantage of you down low. You got to play tough, physical defense.
1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Clippers. And earlier we checked in with Giannis Antetokounmpo, who had this to say about.
I think the most important lesson that I got is that you got to finish the job. You got to.
All part of the process of achieving greatness.
Yeah, and most guys have had to go through it. MJ, LeBron, leading a team to a championship rarely happens early on.
And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Clippers?
Well, going to the bench early, they obviously knew what they were doing.
Yeah, looking for a spark here, and the coach tapped the right guys to get out there and provide it.
On the court for Milwaukee here in the second. P.J. Tucker is out there with Bobby Portis. Then it's Holiday, and it's Connaughton in at the 3 spot. Clock at 4. And Cousins kicks to Batum. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Cousins.
I know people can't see you, but you're doing what I'm doing, scratching your head to that turnover.
And the Bucks with some changes. Antetokounmpo comes in for Pat Connaughton, and it's Teagan for Drew Holiday. At the top of the key, Forbes. Nice shot by Portis. Portis has got the lead up to 1 now for the Bucks.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Beverly wide open. No good from outside. And Teague's got the ball here for Milwaukee. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter. Now here's Tucker. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Now here's Beverly. Guarded by Tucker. The offensive rebound. And it's Beverly missing. Bucks have gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. Portis, the pass to Teague. Portis in the post. He's guarded by Cousins. The jump hook, and that one hits back iron. The Clippers trail. And Batum kicks to Kennard. Beverly deciding where to go with it. Stolen by Tucker. Here's Antetokounmpo. It doesn't go for him. Great D that time from Batum. Over in the corner, Beverly. Clippers moving the ball around. Batum attacking. Oturu, the pass to Kennard. 6 to shoot. Can they get it? And he hits it just before the shot clock expires. I know you grew up with aspirations of someday getting into politics. Any current players who you could see maybe taking that same route?
No doubt. There's several guys in today's game. Harrison Barnes has the polish, and I know he's had some thoughts that may be going in that direction. Teammates nicknamed Malcolm Brogdon the president for his stately demeanor and commitment to effecting change. I absolutely see him trying to have an impact socially moving forward. There's several guys, again, who not only have the voice but the courage to speak out about things that matter most to them.
Many sharp guys in the NBA. Teague dishes to Antetokounmpo. Back to Teague, and the officials call him for a 3-second violation. And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. The Bucks also changing it up. Brook Lopez is checked in for Bobby Portis. Chris Middleton comes in for Antetokounmpo. And it's Dante DiVincenzo in for Teague. Outside Jackson. 1:29 left to play in the first half. Zubac finds Jackson. Back to Zubac. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Jackson's got his 4th assist in this one.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
Down low. Yep, it goes. And the Clipper lead is cut back down to 3 on the basket from Lopez.
Lopez down on the inside, getting that soft touch to go.
Pass to Leonard. Back to Jackson from 13. Rebounded by Tucker. For Milwaukee, they've gone 3 of 8 from the field since the beginning of the second quarter. The shot by Middleton, wide open. Lopez kicks it to Tucker. Middleton outside. He makes the Johnny from the left block.
Well, Middleton does have some length himself, and he utilizes it there on the drive.
Outside Jackson. The pass to Zubac. Back to Jackson. Here's Leonard. Zubac trying to break loose. And it's Leonard missing. And Zubac picks up the foul. That'll be his 2nd foul of the game.
And really the smart thing would be to hold for the last shot.
Yeah, every second right now is valuable to you. That should be their strategy.
Here's Lopez. Back to Holiday. On the wing, Giannis. And the rejection by Leonard.
And that's the thing we know about Leonard as a defender.
Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie. A pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. The period came to a close with... And that's a wrap. With the third quarter approaching, we now...
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. The Bucks trail. They've got Morris. Paul George is out there with Jackson. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Leonard in at the 4-man position. That's the group starting the second half for Tyronn Lue.
Yeah, he might not be the biggest guy out there, but he's willing to rip that rim off.
Pass to Leonard. Passes it to Zubac. He kicks it to George. And stolen by DiVincenzo. And George gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. And so it's Middleton with it. He brings it up for the Milwaukee Bucks. They lead by 1. Pass to DiVincenzo. Launches it. They get it back. Antetokounmpo. Holiday, the pass to Lopez. It's hauled in by Zubac. And for the Clippers, they're shooting for the game at 42%. Here's George. It's good. Only a few seconds into the shot clock. George has got 6.
Yeah, Paul George not waiting around, wanting to get out in transition, run the floor, and become a dangerous weapon on the perimeter.
The pass to Giannis. Kicks it down to Middleton. Inside. Here's Lopez. Good, and the assist goes to Middleton. Lopez has got the lead up to 1 now for Milwaukee. And GA Chris Middleton over his career much improved on the defensive end.
A true two-way player. I tell you, that 6'11" wingspan helps. Able to use that length to bother shots and disrupt passes.
For Milwaukee, they've gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. Here's Antetokounmpo, past the DiVincenzo. Kicks it out to Giannis. No one near him. And that one is hammered home.
That's going to be a big morale booster.
And you know what? It could come down to those second chance buckets when it's all said and done today.
Well, especially in a close game, every possession matters.
Here's Leonard. And that one goes long.
Well, that's the only way to take him out of his comfort zone from that range. Get right up in the jersey, force him off the spot.
And Greg, you play with some big personalities. Talk about the best way to manage egos and conflicts in the locker room. That's a very interesting topic.
No doubt about it. You know, Kev, first thing you learn from middle school on, your team is your family. And let's face it, all families have spats, and so do teams. You just learn to never personalize those things. Never leave any stone unturned. Like, don't let things fester. When there are issues, you address them. And if you're not taking things personally, you tend to be able to work through whatever issues you may come in front of.
Good advice. And Holiday kicks to DiVincenzo. It's Portis high post. To the left wing. The Bucks working the ball around. Pocket 6. Up again. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And the Bucks lead by 5.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
Beverly the pass to Patterson. Portis against Beverly. Great D that time from Portis.
The game has been very close in a lot of areas, but rebounding has been the one differentiator thus far.
DiVincenzo kicks to Antetokounmpo. It's 3-pointers off the mark. And Los Angeles guys shooting for the game at 42%. Beverly makes it off the glass.
Well, Beverly showing a bit of his speed right there, out of the blocks, hoping to get something on the drive on the inside.
On the wing, Holiday. Defended by Beverly. Connaughton passes to Antetokounmpo. The shot from the low post is good. Giannis has got the lead, back up to 5 now for the Bucks.
He's got a lot to do with the position that they're in. A very smart offensive performance tonight from him.
Kennard against DiVincenzo. Patterson can't get it to go. Milwaukee leading by 5. And stolen by Patterson. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles.
That's a stomach punch, guys. Turn it over and give him a free run to the bucket.
Oh, you're so right. No question who has the momentum now.
Execution with pace. That's a bad turnover that simply was telegraphed.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Beverly against Holiday. And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Kennard, the pass to Cousins. Kennard on the wing. No good on the last second attempt there. And we just finished the third quarter, and we got a tight ball game here. The Bucks on top. They're up by 3. We'll be back shortly live from Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. In a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, a great job with the eyes. And what separates great playmakers, as we know, is peripheral vision.
3/10 quarters behind us. 1 more to go. Thanks for being with us as we begin the 4th. And Milwaukee looking at who they've got. Chris Middleton is out there with P.J. Tucker. Then it's Brook Lopez. Then it's Holiday. And it's Connaughton in at the 2 spot. And here's Jackson. Passes it to Zubac. Pulls up. And he can't bank that one in. Bucks leading by 3. Here's Holiday. Solid play in the low block, and that one's good. Holiday's got the first points up on the board here in the 4th for Milwaukee, and that's an intentional foul.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
And the Bucks making a change here. Bobby Portis is checked in for Lopez. Antetokounmpo comes in for Chris Middleton. Bryn Forbes, he's checked in for Pat Connaughton. And it's Teague in for Drew Holiday. And stolen by Cousins. Pass to Oturu. Kennard against Teague. Floats it up for Cousins.
Well, that's a nice dime from Patrick Beverly there, distributing the ball from the point guard position.
Milwaukee in the lead. Now Teague. And there's the pass to Forbes. Lets the 3 fly. DeMarcus Cousins comes up with the rebound. Cousins has got 5 rebounds tonight. A platoon swap here for Milwaukee. Los Angeles has gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. Beverly, the pass to Cousins. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Pass to Oturu. Over Giannis. Oturu's shot is off.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
Antetokounmpo, no good.
Oh, that's a golden opportunity to finish on the break, and he blows it.
Completely lost focus. You can't get 2 steps ahead. Well, his shots aren't dropping, and they haven't been able to keep pace, but they trust him enough to keep going to him, see if he can find it.
Beautiful transition offense there. That's execution at its best.
Yeah, once you burst through a seam like that, you got to look right towards the rim. Sweet play.
Beverly dishes to Cousins. And Beverly kicks to Kennard. Batum with the 3. Rebound, Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, not a fan of that one, guys. If he wants to help his team cut into this deficit, he should not be attempting those kind of shots. Now, what a great option he gives them on every possession.
A minute 50 left in the 4th. Passes to Oturu. And here's Batum. Kennard for 3. And Lopez pulls it down. Lopez has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. And there's the foul to try to stop the break, and that'll be a clear path to the basket. 2 free throws coming up, and they'll retain possession. And he cannot get the first one to drop. Tough one to miss. And the second of 2 is good. That stretches their lead to 8. So both teams changing it up here. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the 4th. Kicks it to Lopez. Back to Antetokounmpo. Just 5 on the clock. Over Leonard. Milwaukee. No good that time either. The Clippers shooting poorly, just 35% so far. Near the 3-point line, it's Morris. A shot. No good. Now the Bucks take it the other way. For 3, Middleton. Cousins pulls it in. Los Angeles has gone ice cold from 3-point land, 0-4 since the start of the final quarter. And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
And that's a clutch bucket by Morris, showing the team they can count on him down the stretch.
51 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Antetokounmpo against Leonard. Leonard with the steal. 2-on-1 as they jump out on the break. George, that's a 2-pointer. Antetokounmpo pulls it in. And Milwaukee has possession. They've only given up 5 points here in the fourth quarter. Middleton, and it's in after a nice bounce off the right side.
They're in total command of this game with time starting to run out.
Yeah, looking for a miracle worker out there is the opposing coaching staff. I don't know that they have one. This game seems to be well in hand.
2-second difference between shot clock and game clock.
As a big, once you get position inside, it allows you to fight and come away with a lot of tough boards.
Here's Forbes. Chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Can't get it to fall. So it's Milwaukee picking up the win. A narrow win under difficult circumstances, Greg, is the... Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll do it. And the injury report for both teams. Players who will not be available tonight.
And some uncertainty arises when both teams are missing players. Who is better able to weather the storm and take care of business?
And the Clippers starting five. They've got Paul George. Ivica Zubac is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's Morris in at the 3 spot. And looking at the Nets, they've got Irving. Harris is out there with Durant. Then it's Harden. And it's Jordan in at the 5 spot. Morris, no good. And so it's Harden bringing it up for Brooklyn. KD on the wing. Guarded by Jackson. Durant, the pass to Harris. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. For both teams tonight, Clark, unbelievable talent up front.
Agreed. And, you know, in the trenches, in the paint is where this one's going to be decided. It's going to be won or lost there. And that's not something we say very often in this day and age with the three-point shooting, the small ball, the spacing of the floor, the pick-and-roll action. It'll be different tonight.
Irving for 3. A putback, and there's Jordan putting it right back in.
Yeah, Jordan is aggressive as a rebounder. He uses his massive body, athleticism, and long arms to wreak havoc on the glass.
Now here's Jackson. Now Zubac. Pass to George. A second chance effort on the wing, George. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down.
And you know, it took them a while to get going, but they finally connected now on their 4th shot of the game.
Harden surveying the D. To the inside. He's off on that one. And the Clippers will go the other way with it. Outside for Jackson. Harden against George. And the foul on Harden. That is his first foul of the game. And about 2 minutes played here in the first quarter. George with the bounce pass. Just 4 to shoot. Leonard the pass to Jackson. Zubac with it. Whoops, there's the 24-second shot clock violation, so they'll turn it over. Nets have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Harden outside. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Outside Irving. They grab their own miss. Jordan kicks to Durant. And on the way from Irving for 3, it's hauled in by the Clippers.
Boy, I'm absolutely shocked he didn't get that one to go. Usually he's money from deep.
Right side George. No good. That would have tied it.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
The shot by KD. No good.
Not quite enough defense that time around.
Oh, what a dunk!
And throw it down, Kawhi. That was nasty. Love watching him go hard and attacking with power.
Now, here is Harden. He's still scoreless so far in this one. On the wing, Irving. Back to Harden. On the wing, Irving. To end the drought. Lets it fly. No good off the back of the rim.
Yeah, but the hand in the face, it's critical that you contest his shots every time down the floor.
Zubac, and he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
Exactly. The defense determined not to allow the easy layup right there. They'll settle for making him earn the free throws.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Blake Griffin, he's checked in for Jordan. Green comes in for Kevin Durant. And it's Bruce Brown in for James Harden. A nice shot by Irving.
Irving knocking down that 3. Textbook form, too. Never rushes anything. Mechanics are efficient and effective.
Pass to Zubac. Back to George. Here's Zubac. Beverly the pass to George. Back to Beverly. George, no good. And so it's Irving. He brings it up for the Brooklyn Nets. Here's Brown. Can't hit that one. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Over in the corner, Zubac. Outside for Batum. George passes to Oturu. And that one drops.
Yes, and how about the unselfishness? Paul George has no problem sharing the ball.
On its way from Irving for two, and that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. At the end of one, a closely contested game. So and close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
They've got them rattled. It's only the first quarter, and already they've made enough big plays on defense to last really an entire game.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. So for the Clippers right now, Patrick Beverly out there with Kennard. Then there's Batum. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins. And it's Oturu in at the power forward position. So it's Brooklyn now. Clippers able to drain the three. Yep, it goes. And the Clipper lead is cut down to just 2 points with the bucket from Kyrie Irving.
Boy, I tell you, I don't know if there's anybody better than Kyrie Irving close to the basket. He has a great feel for how to score inside.
Now here's Cousins. And then Cousins with the dunk.
Oh, an aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think.
That's exactly how you send it. 2 hands and down.
Here's Irving. 5 points in the game. Here's Brown. Dishes it to Griffin. Back to Brown. Griffin inside. Cousins is there. Another shot. They kick it out to Green. The Nets working the ball around now. No good from Irving. Clippers leading by 4. Over in the corner, Batum. Beverly wide open. Offensive rebound. Cousins. And the pass to Kennard. Here's Cousins. It's hauled in by Brown. For Brooklyn, they've gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Green dishes to Irving. Second quarter of play with around 2 minutes gone so far. Beverly with the ball. Guarded now by Irving. And he makes good on the layup. Beverly's got the lead up to 6 now for Los Angeles.
And, you know, Beverly has great speed. Snake-like in how he slips through the defense on the drive.
And the call will be against Luke Kennard. That's his first foul. So for the Nets, Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Griffin. Kevin Durant comes in for Harris. And it's Harden in for Kyrie Irving.
Well, with that long reach of his, so easy for KD to throw it down.
Jackson passes to Leonard. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. A new generation of players, Greg, coming into the NBA alongside your son Cole. We've got a lot of players who I think are going to have a long-term impact on this game.
There's no doubt about it. Listen, I hope Cole can have the kind of impact that some of these guys are. But look at the Grizzlies. I think they got 2 terrific ones. Ja Morant has superstar written all over him. Brandon Clark probably surprised some people with his ability to have an impact. And if you look at this past draft, Obi Toppin is one to watch. This is a guy with great size and length who was a perimeter player until he had a growth spurt. So those are the types of players that I think when you combine athleticism and skill with the way the court is spaced, man, can have a tremendous impact in this game.
Clippers with the ball. After the basket by Brooklyn. George dishes to Cousins. To the paint. Here's Oturu, and it's blocked. Oh, and a fast break for the Nets. And the jam by Kevin Durant.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points.
Hey, guys, I know I'm stating the obvious here, but those could be an important 2 points considering how close this game is.
Jackson, that's good.
And good to see Jackson finish closer in. Not a guard who just chucks up threes. Can find the creases with that handle.
Now here's Harden. No points in the game yet for him. Left side, KD. Back to Harden. Paul George with the steal. They break it out, 5-on-3. And it's George finishing it off.
I tell you, George is an amazing athlete. He's got great speed, and when he's in the open court running the break, that's a scary look for the defense.
Now here's Harden. A three-pointer, no good. Here's Batum. Tries again. Great D that time from Durant.
Well, you know, stopping him is never easy to do, but the defense was strong there.
They get it back. Nice work on the boards, paying off with the basket. Claxton's got his first 2 points.
And the rebound and the follow show you what he is all about. Gritty and determined with a soft touch to match.
Brown against George. Takes a three. The shot that time, not on target. Gets it off. No good, shot missing. And that'll do it for the first half.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good. A pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. They ended the period holding on. And
we've got second half action for you, and if the next couple of quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. We've seen Kevin Durant really having a great game.
The way he was able to finish on the block was incredible there in that first half.
Yeah, you know what? I think he's doing exactly what he has to do. Using his body, shaking off contact, and then finishing at the rim.
We've got DeAndre Jordan. Irving is out there with Brown. And it's Durant. And it's Claxton in at the four-man position. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn.
You know, that goes back, I think, to playing with LeBron in their Cleveland days. Kyrie learned how to operate without the ball some.
Outside Jackson. Morris finds Zubats. Jackson against Jordan. Brooklyn trailing. Here's Durant. And he gets the whip. And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Now, here's Zubats. And he makes that one.
And that kind of awareness from George is really exceptional. Catching the defense flat-footed by rising up immediately on the catch.
Outside Irving. The dish now to Brown. Back to Irving. Rebound by the Clippers. George has got his fourth rebound with that last one here tonight. It's tipped. Morris against KD. Now here is George. D right on him, and it's blocked. One-on-one fast break. Here's Irving. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Jordan. Irving's got 5 points now in the quarter.
You know, big guys like Jordan who can facilitate are really valuable. Spots the open man and gets it right to him.
Here's Leonard. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
And guys, I don't know that this is the time for that kind of flair. In a close game, the important thing is to get the 2 points, not necessarily the dramatics.
Oh, come on. He had to go for that, didn't he? My goodness.
Now, I can't fault the guy for adding a little flavor to things. I'm fine. Even if he'd have missed it, I don't mind taking a chance to spruce it up a little bit.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence. Well, you can be the judge of if it's fair or not, but Kyrie Irving has earned himself the reputation of being moody, to say the least.
Yeah, and you know, sometimes that sword cuts both ways. Sometimes it's the player, sometimes it's the media, and the media's perception. It's a combination of the two. Clearly, Kyrie can sometimes go off on tangents and come from left field in interviews. I mean, he's not the only player, present or past, that's been guilty of that. One thing you can't deny, though, is this guy loves the game. And it's a matter of continuing to mature and grow as a leader. So I say give him more time, and he'll refine himself in that area.
Batum wide open. He finds the Clippers rebound. Cousins. That's a 2 from Kennard. But they get it back. Batum finds Cousins. Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. And finally they hit one. Nets trail by 4. Harden has a wide open look. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
Harden is known for his creativity. Can't lose him in the screen and roll, or he'll take you to school.
Now here's Beverly. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. And the Clippers lead by 3.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
And now the Clippers on the break. And the wide open shot from Morris. That 3 off the mark. For Brooklyn, they've gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. Harden inside the three-point line. Tips it up, and Griffin stays with it.
Yeah, and no one's ever questioned the desire. Griffin using his strength and explosiveness to make good on the second chance opportunities.
Now here's Cousins. 8 points for him. Here's Beverly. And yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. Beverly's got 6 points.
And Beverly is a menace inside. I mean, incredibly crafty at finding ways to score down there.
Here's Harden, and the jam by Harden.
And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Boy, picture-perfect teamwork that time, guys. One guy sacrificing for the other. That's how you succeed.
It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Clippers ahead, up 1. 2K Sports back in a moment here in Brooklyn. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And he's always been the favorite to bag this honor. These kind of feeds are his bread and butter.
Well, you can't run away from the DNA. When he's running the show, he makes sweet highlight reel plays night in and night out.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far, with this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Ivica Zubac is out there with Patrick Patterson. And there's Jackson. Then it's Luke Kennard. And it's man in at the 3. Kicks it out to Harden. Pass to Green. To take the lead. And the layup is up and in. And the Nets lead by 1.
You know, Harden will burn you when you overcommit and leave guys open. He's excellent at sensing when you're out of position.
Clippers moving the ball around. Kennard for three. Rebounded by the Nets.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Yeah, still close, but with their tough play on the boards, we're certainly seeing the effort.
It seems like they found their rhythm offensively, and they're shooting the ball much better out of the break.
Hey, I don't know if it was changing baskets or what, guys, but they clearly look a lot better offensively.
The Nets making a switch here. Jordan's checked in. Los Angeles making a switch here. Here's George. And George with the stuff.
Look at how high George gets off these drives to the hoop. Banging it down with the violence of a madman.
Outside Irving. Over Jackson. Irving misses. And here's George. He'll bring it up for Los Angeles. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
And busting it up the floor. Leonard showing a lot of energy on the fast break. If there's one thing he doesn't lack, it's hustle.
Here's Green. Chalk up two there. There is just no way to tell who is going to pull this one out.
When you've had this many lead changes, you're looking to see which one of those plays is going to be a momentum swinger.
George passes to Morris. Now Jackson, guarded by Harden. The drive by Jackson. That falls. Nice feed that time from George.
The quickness of Reggie Jackson, terrific. Superb at slicing apart the defense with his drives to the rack.
Outside Irving. He kicks it to Harden. And now the Clippers on the break. George has got the ball, and it's George finishing it off.
And George just has an uncanny knack for providing these kinds of baskets. And he makes it look so easy.
Harden outside. And the jam by Harden.
This is not unfamiliar territory for Harden. He is used to being the go-to guy, especially when his team needs a big hoop.
And George kicks to Jackson. Los Angeles keeps it going. A new 14-second shot clock. The Nets have gone an outstanding 4 of 5 from the field in the fourth quarter so far. And it's sent back by Leonard.
And just a big-time shot-blocking threat. Leonard's instincts on defense are just mind-boggling. Knows when to go after the blocks.
Durant's checked in for the Nets. DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for the Clippers. Harden dishes to Jordan. And the rejection by Cousins.
Well, I love when Cousins uses his reach and strength to stymie shooters. Nice positioning on defense there.
And there's the call on Durant. That's his first foul. We've got 1:18 left to play here in the fourth. And it's in there. Jackson's got 4 points this quarter.
Boy, a very capable passer. DeMarcus Cousins does a solid job recognizing where to go with the ball.
And a wide open look for Irving. Hits the three-point bomb.
Comfortable in the clutch. That's who Kyrie Irving is. Unfazed by the game's biggest moments.
And here's George. And he goes big with a dunk right over DeAndre Jordan.
Shot after shot, one after the other. PG, Paul George, making it happen.
George against Harden. Yes!
Man, they're getting a fantastic effort from James Harden right now.
George with the ball.
Can't get a bigger bucket than that.
Well, that was 1-2. He wanted the ball. Nobody else was taking that shot.
Here's Harden. It's in! And tie game. That is a huge basket right there.
Got to make anybody besides Harden shoot the ball there. I mean, he doesn't feel the pressure. He embraces this stuff. It's right in his wheelhouse. Make somebody else shoot it.
Here's George. 6 to shoot. The putback. Count it!
Boy, talk about staying poised under pressure. Calm Cousins doing work late.
Timeout called, the Nets. Guys, your thoughts?
Yeah, tough situation here, but they do have enough time to get a catch and shoot. It's going to have to be very quick, but they do have time.
And now, let's present our New Balance Player of the Game, Paul George.
And to me, the best part of his game has been the work he's done inside.
All right, David, thank you. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now.
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
Rip City. Hi, everyone. We're coming to you live on... And a look at the status here of both teams' injured players and who will not be in the lineup.
And some uncertainty arises when both teams are missing players. Who is better able to weather the storm and take care of business?
And the Clippers starting five. We've got Kawhi Leonard, Patrick Beverley out there with Paul George. Then it's Ivica Zubac. And it's Oturu in at the 4 slot. And for Portland, the high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Nurkic is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Jones in at the 3 spot. George with the ball. The pass to Oturu. Here's Zubac. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Oturu's shot is off. And there's the call on Patrick Beverley. That's his first foul. Kennard, he's checked in for Paul George. And so it's Covington who brings up the ball for the Trailblazers. And Lillard kicks to Nurkic. Back to Lillard. Good, nice job down low.
And for someone who spends most of his time on the perimeter, Lillard's a terrific finisher inside. His moves to the basket aren't tentative. They are strong.
Now here's Leonard. From deep. Rebound by Nurkic. McCollum against Leonard. Nurkic kicks to McCollum. Nurkic in the post. It's not going to go for him. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Everly with the ball. Now defended by McCollum. And we have an intentional foul there, GA. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
Passes it to Zubac. Now here's Leonard. Pass to Zubac. 6 on the shot clock. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist.
Well, Kawhi Leonard's passing skills have developed over the years, and if you give him that much attention, he'll find his teammates.
Lillard outside. And the rejection by Leonard. And they get it back. Clippers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Pass to Leonard. And here's Kennard. Great D that time from Nurkic. For Portland, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today.
When the story of Kawhi Leonard is told, it will be about the hard work being the secret of his success. Here was a guy who was not the most vaunted prospect in either high school or college. But boy, he kept his eyes on what he was after, and he kept working.
And Kennard wide open. He shoots. Here's Zubac. Here's Oturu. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
Second chance points always hurt. Just not enough effort to block out.
No doubt those extra possessions can really add up against you when you do not take care of the defensive glass.
Now, here's Nurkic. Here's Lillard. Nurkic trying to get open. It's hauled in by Beverley. And Doris, you were talking about Leonard's work ethic. Going back to San Diego State, he used to come in at 6:30 in the morning. No lights on in the gym, so he brought his own lamps. I mean, the guy was dedicated.
No doubt, Kevin, and that has been the through line of his career. First to practice, last to leave. He has that hunger to improve, the drive and the desire to put in the time to be great. There's a price to be paid, and he's willing to pay it.
For the Trailblazers, Enes Kanter comes in for Yusuf Nurkic, and Anthony subbed in for Robert Covington. And we just got a second look there at the exceptional mobile one block.
And early in a game, these sorts of plays really can set the tone. And that's up-tempo basketball at its best. So much easier to operate in the open court when a steal triggers the break.
Well, Paul George is not just a gifted perimeter shooter. That touch on the interior is impressive.
Lillard against Jackson. Good work there as it goes. Lillard's got 6.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
To me, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
Here's Mann. Feeds to Cousins. George passes to Mann. That falls. Nice feed that time from George.
Exceptional vision by Paul George. This guy is tearing up the defense.
Lillard outside. 29 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Portland shooting their first free throws of this one.
And when you look at their numbers from a season ago, 80% as a unit, that's something you'll be happy with.
Powell, he's checked in for Portland. And Fernie Simons comes in for McCollum. And both free throws good for Damian Lillard.
You can tell when he steps to the line the kind of confidence he has in himself. It's written all over his body language.
Outside Jackson. Back to George. 4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And Jackson with the basket on the assist by George.
I'll tell you, one thing Jackson has never lacked: confidence. I mean, when he gets a look, Reggie always believes his next shot will be his best one.
And it's Lillard missing. That one doesn't drop. So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Clippers lead by 2. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break.
I don't fear nobody.
And if Lillard's proved anything to us, Greg, in his career, you know he loves a challenge.
One of the premier big shot makers in this game. I don't know if there's anyone you'd rather give the ball to in crunch time.
And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Clippers, guys.
Well, going to the bench early, they obviously knew what they were doing.
As a coach, I think you get a certain feel for what your team needs. And credit this guy for not waiting around. He went ahead and made the adjustment.
And now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset our lineups. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Batuma's out there with DeMarcus Cousins. Then it's Marcus Morris. And there's Jackson. And it's George in at the 2. McCollum's checked in for Portland. Now Lillard, after the missed 3 from Reggie Jackson. C.J. McCollum. And that's good. McCollum's got himself on the board with 3 there. I know you appreciate this, Greg. So much of defense now is closing out on the three-point shooting and then protecting the rim. Consequently, pull-up jump shooters are super valuable. And there are a lot of good ones in the NBA right now.
No doubt about it. And Kevin, you know, you think about a few guys. James Harden, I mean, he shoots that step-back 3, but he's a guy that, because of his ability to utilize your inability to defend that three-pointer. Kyrie, Dame Lillard, those are some guys. Chris Paul still as good as anybody in that mid-range area. C.J. McCollum. These are guys that have really feasted and carved out a nice niche for themselves in the NBA because of that ability to take and make jump shots.
Man, I love that list. You're right on. Here's Jackson. Trailblazers knocking down the tray. To stop the run. And it's good on the layup. Jackson's got 5 points so far.
And with a quick first step, Jackson remains a threat to drive on any defender.
McCollum against George. The 15-footer, and the Trailblazers getting another bucket right there.
Boy, have they gotten hot here in the second quarter. No wonder they're in front.
George against McCollum. It's up a 3. And it's Portland with the rebound.
Boy, the wheels have definitely fallen off in this quarter. He cannot buy one.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Here's George, and it's George finishing it off.
Boy, you have got to love the energy Paul George is playing with. Throws the hammer down.
Lillard, the pass to Cannon. Back to Lillard. The three. Knocks down the three ball. He's got 11.
Dead-eye shooting from them this quarter.
Now the pass to George. A minute 50 left in the second quarter. Cousins, no one around him. That doesn't fall. Can't drop his first shot. Lillard with it. Guarded now by Jackson. Lillard attacking. And Damian Lillard with the jam.
I'll tell you, right now, these guys cannot be stopped.
Boy, it looks like their confidence is at an all-time high, just feeding off each other right now.
2 points. That one goes.
Well, Paul George routinely making these difficult shots look easy. He's showing how dominant he truly is.
Lillard and Damian Lillard with the jam.
That's a finish he'll be bragging about for a while.
As he should. Very impressive.
How about that from your point guard, gentlemen? Playing big at the rim. Okay.
The shot by George, no good.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Batum, good.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
The finish and transition, nice and easy.
Here's Lillard. From down in the low post, it goes. Lillard's got the lead up to 11 now for the Trailblazers. There's 38 seconds left in the first half of the game. Back to George. Shoots the three. Rebound by the Trailblazers. Stolen by George. Cousins with it. Can't recover. And the wide open shot from Morris. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Trailblazers leading by 11. Back to Lillard. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
You know, Dame loves to test the defense like that, runs up against it, and then outworks them.
He hits both from the stripe. 8 seconds left now here in the second. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg? I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
And so it's Portland, 13 points. Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Damian Lillard has been having a big night. He ended up with 19 points, 2 assists, and
I got 100 in cash. I'm about to spend right now. They're trying to put me in last, but we're doing.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. We're seeing a tremendous game from Damian Lillard.
And the way he goes at defenders, he is bound to get to the line just like he did there in that first half.
I have to love his tenacity. This guy stays in attack mode, makes defenders work, tries to keep them off balance.
Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Derek Jones. And it's Nurkic in at the center position. That's the group on the floor for Portland. Luke Kennard, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Here's Lillard. McCollum outside. The putback. Great positioning on the putback. And the Trailblazers lead by 15.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Passes it to Leonard. To the middle. Nice passing here by Los Angeles. And oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. And now Portland on the break. McCollum finds Nurkic. Kicks it out to Jones. Kennard against McCollum. And the call will be against Luke Kennard. That is his first foul of the game for the Trailblazers. Powell, he's checked in for C.J. McCollum. And it's Simons in for Lillard. Here in this third quarter, just over a minute play. And the rejection by Leonard.
Well, tremendous intimidation and shot blocking by Kawhi Leonard. How nice was that?
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Kennard for three.
Well, an 0 for 3 start to the half, you need to pick it up and start to put some pressure on your opponent.
And you look at Robert Covington, first team all defense in 2018, the kind of versatile stopper that every team in the league could use.
Kicks it out to Covington. Here's Nurkic. Pass to Powell. Here's Covington. And he banks in the layup. Covington's got his first bucket in this one.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
And Covington may be not a star, but he's a winning player. We've seen that.
And the perfect example of that 3-and-D role player. Can guard 4 or 5 positions and can definitely sling it from outside.
That's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession. Harry Giles is checked in for Derek Jones. And the Clippers with a change here, too. Mann's checked in. Just 5 to shoot. Zubats, that's good.
Man, he's got such a great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy.
Second half of play with just under 2.5 minutes gone. A nice shot by Simons.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Beverly dishes to Leonard. "13 feet away, and that one drops for him."
Well, efficiency from the mid-range has always been a part of Kawhi Leonard's game.
Here's Simons. Kennard with the rebound.
Well, defensively, if you allow him to get this close, you're playing with fire. He just happened to miss that one.
An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg? I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
Oh, and here we go. Jackson, nobody back.
Well, the length of Paul George, creating opportunities for his team. He covers an awful lot of ground with that wingspan.
Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Now Powell. He can't get that one. Excellent D there from George. Clippers trail by 13. Leonard on the wing. And so they foul intentionally. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Enes Kanter's checked in for Nurkic. Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. McCollum's checked in for Norman Powell. And Damian Lillard is subbed in for Anthony Simons. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Morris is checked in for Kawhi Leonard. The Clippers have gone 3 of 8 so far in the third quarter, looking to lock in that rhythm. And Damian Lillard with the bucket on the assist by Anthony. Lillard's got 21.
This guy has been a catalyst for them all game long. What a job leading them to this lead.
From deep, George drills the three-pointer.
Consistent shooter from outside the arc. Paul George is terrific at finding space when he needs to get a shot off.
Lillard against Jackson. Lillard with the bucket.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
Now, here's George. 9 points in the game so far. Jackson deciding where to go with it. And Cousins kicks to Morris. The Clippers need to get off a shot. Batum, it's good on the putback.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort.
Tanner, high post. Back to Lillard. Lays it up off the glass. 25 points in the game.
And once they roll the ball out there, Lillard turned on the switch. He is doing it all tonight.
And so it's the Portland Trail Blazers sitting with a comfortable lead up by 14. The defensive work they've done against Paul George has been a big factor. He hasn't done anywhere near the kind of damage we expected. We've got more in store for you right after this. And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Greg, I think of you in a New York Knicks uniform, legendary arena you played in. What was that experience like?
Kevin, intense. I remember the first time I suited up in a preseason game. We played the Dallas Mavericks. Both teams went up and down the court 3 times and nobody scored, and the fans started booing. And that's when I knew this is a little bit different. You better bring your A game. And
thicker skin, correct?
That too, yeah. Fortunately, there was no social media or internet back then. Goodness gracious.
Taking a look at Los Angeles. Ivica Zubac is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then there's Reggie Jackson. Then it's Marcus Morris. And it's George in at the 2. Now here's Jackson. And stolen by Lillard. Powell finds Anthony. Lillard from outside. And there's a whistle. That goes on Harry Giles. That's foul number 2 for him. Clippers trail by 16. 60 seconds off the clock here in the fourth. And it's Norman Powell with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. So for the Trailblazers, Nurkic checked in for Giles. Robert Covington comes in for Carmelo Anthony. And McCollum subbed in for Norman Powell. And then for the Clippers, Leonard, he's checked in for Patterson. Paul George comes in for Luke Kennard. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Reggie Jackson. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And the Trailblazers lead by 18.
Elite offensive rebounder from the moment he stepped between the lines. Enes Kanter, that is a strength of his game.
George passes to Zubac. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. George has got 5 assists in the game. Here is Lillard. Pass to McCollum. Back to Lillard. Wide open look. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. Lillard's got 10 points here in the second half. George passes to Beverley. To the inside. Stolen by Kanter. Lillard outside. Offline with his 3.
Well, he hasn't proven to be much of a floor spacer for them. He had the 1-3, but that was back in the first half.
Morris, no good.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
But they'll get another chance. Kicks it out to McCollum. The pass to Covington. Lillard from outside. Offensive rebound. There's Nurkic putting it right back in.
And this is where Nurkic gets a lot of his points. Staying active even after the shot goes up.
Back to George. Banked in off the glass.
This guy is a pick-your-poison kind of player. Very hard defensively to cover all your bases with him.
Lillard with it. 3-pointer. Connects from 3-point range. Lillard's got 7 points here in this quarter.
And when Lillard's hitting the tray ball, it really opens things up for him. As good a passer as he is, he becomes.
Lillard's got a pair of 3s here in the fourth quarter for Portland.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance. And it really
tonight, this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Lillard.
This guy has been shot-making all night long. He commands the rock and takes over.
And Kawhi Leonard, one of the league's most dominant rebounders, Doris, from the wing position.
Board man gets paid. That was his motto from back in high school and college. It's all about hard work and earning your keep, according to Kawhi.
Here's Giles. Back to Lillard. 4 on the shot clock. For the 3. The shot, no good. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Here's Leonard. Count that one.
You can appreciate the fight now, but it isn't how they came into the game.
No doubt. It felt like they were a little tight for much of the evening. Now they're in a better flow, but it may be too little too late.
Lillard from deep three-point land. The long-distance three is buried. Lillard's got 38 points.
And we've seen Lillard hit that shot before. He has no fear when it comes to the deep three.
And that one falls for Rondo. And both free throws good from Rondo.
And there's no denying that Rondo is a wizard with the ball, exceptional at exploiting holes in the defense.
And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up. An injury in their roster.
They're missing a quality player. Injuries a big part of the game. They just got to make the adjustments.
And the Clippers starting five. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Morris. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then it's Paul George. And it's Jackson in at the 1 spot. And for Milwaukee, Giannis is the 4 with Lopez the 5. Holiday out there with Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Middleton in at the 3 spot. Clippers moving the ball around. Outside Leonard. Deep benches tonight, Greg, on both sides. This seems to be a growing trend.
You know, teams are digging deeper than ever before, even getting into the two-way contracts that give you depth past your top 15 guys. One, you're trying to protect the investment in your big-ticket items, your franchise-caliber players. But you got to keep an eye on the future in terms of player development. That's another area where the league has really changed when you look at the makeup of these rosters.
Well said. Now here's Leonard. A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter. The layup off target. Holiday, the pass to Middleton. In the corner, it's DiVincenzo. Holiday goes in. To the paint, Lopez. Good work defensively by Morris.
He goes up strong, but he is met with resistance. I think that surprised him a little bit.
Out of bounds, Clippers ball as the Clippers keep possession.
And he jumped out to that ball immediately. Great reaction on that deflection.
A little bit late there, but you tried to get into your opponent's head. Forced them to go somewhere else with the ball, and he did that.
Flying high and throwing it down with the one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. Now here is Holiday. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. Clippers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far.
In OKC, Paul George showed he could be an MVP caliber performer. With Kawhi on the Clippers, he could be that 1B or that 1A.
Lobbed up there for Lopez. He can't get that one to fall.
And what should have been a simple pass and finish ends up in a missed opportunity on that alley-oop attempt.
It started off looking good, but the timing was just a little off, and sometimes that's all it takes.
And it goes out of bounds. That one's off Holiday.
And PG, you know, he has the versatility to succeed in different roles. Doesn't have to dominate the ball.
Yes, and if anything, he's more comfortable scoring within the flow of the offense. With his all-around impact, doesn't need to force things to make winning plays. But if you need him to, he can.
Here's Holiday. Paul George making his last shot. Antetokounmpo finds DiVincenzo. And the rejection by Zubac. And that's out of bounds. Milwaukee will retain possession. Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Portis, he's checked in for Lopez. P.J. Tucker comes in for Antetokounmpo. Pat Connaughton, he's checked in for Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Bryn Forbes in for Drew Holiday. Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for the Clippers. Rondo comes in for Reggie Jackson. Nobody near George. No good with the triple. Bucks trail by 4. Out to the wing. It's stolen by Morris. And here we go. Clippers running again. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. George has got his second basket. 1:36 left here in the first quarter. Here's Forbes. Another miss, and they desperately need a bucket.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a bunny like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
Now the Bucks moving it up. Middleton with it. He's picked up by Rondo. And that one's good from Connaughton.
Not just swinging the ball around the perimeter. Aggressive move inside.
In the corner, George with it. Basket counts.
Shots are just flowing for him right now, having a really strong quarter.
The Bucks trail. There's 53 seconds left to play in the first quarter.
Cutting his teeth in the Spurs system, Forbes has improved at keeping his eyes up and finding the open man.
Middleton against Morris. Passes it to Zubac. Morris against Middleton. Good on the shot.
And their post play has been really solid right off the bat.
For Milwaukee, they've gone just 2 of 7 so far. A little bit of a slow start for them. Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. From downtown, sinks the three-pointer. Connaughton's got 5 points so far. Clippers leading by 3. Now here's George. He has 6. Outside Rondo. 1 second left. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Clippers ahead. They lead by 3. And will... Earlier tonight, we spoke with Paul George about how they've...
Everybody has a chip on their shoulder.
Greg, that last point is key. This team plays lockdown defense.
And that's a big part of their identity. Most teams talk about being well-balanced. This team lives it.
And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And taking a look at Los Angeles' performance here, what have they been doing or not doing?
Stingy on the defensive end in that first quarter. They were just getting up into people.
Yeah, they were very physical and very aggressive. They've just been the better team so far.
You've got Holiday. Bobby Portis out there with P.J. Tucker. And it's Connaughton in at the small forward. That's the group for Milwaukee right now. Shot clock at 6. Here's Beverly. That shot missing. Now the Bucks take it the other way.
It wasn't that long ago that Holiday suffered some injuries that had people concerned about his future.
Greg, some injuries are bad luck. We do know this. Drew Holiday's physical, he's fearless, and he doesn't know any other way to play. But thankfully, he's battled through, and he is still playing at an all-star level.
Bucks trail by 3. Connaughton kicks to Portis, shoots over Cousins, shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. Greg, you're the all-time assist leader for the Big West Conference. In that frame, talk about some of the traits that make for a good floor general, a good point guard, a good facilitator.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you have to be a leader because that's what the position calls for. Unselfishness, instincts, that stuff matters, but ultimately your teammates got to feel like you play for them. And that's when you have a chance as a team to be special.
I'm assuming you've always been like that. Am I correct?
No, that is not
really?
true.
Wow.
I evolved into a leader. In all seriousness, I think some guys are natural. Others, like myself, had to evolve into it.
Chris Middleton's checked in for the Bucks. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Patterson, he's checked in for Nicholas Batum. Beverly, the pass to Cousins. Back to Beverly. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. For Milwaukee, they've gotten only one of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. Antetokounmpo kicks to Lopez. Pass to DiVincenzo. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. The Clippers in the lead. Kennard for 3. And again, no good by the Clippers. Pass to Lopez. And he hits it to tie the game up. Lopez has got his first points of the game.
Can't let Lopez get comfortable down low. The second he does, there's no stopping.
There's the pass to Kennard. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
This is the shot you want to get him. An open look from range.
Holiday, the pass to Lopez. And foul on the... And, yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Leonard, the pass to Cousins. And then Cousins with the dunk.
Hey, you're not going to outmuscle Cousins. He converts through contact as well as anyone.
Passes to DiVincenzo. A shot by Holiday. Nobody around. And again, the Bucks miss.
Something that's kept this game close is the fact that the rebound stats for both teams are almost identical.
Beverly against Holiday. And Beverly kicks to Cousins. And Cousins throws it down.
We know Beverly's ability as a defender, but don't underestimate his ability as a distributor. He has good vision.
Holiday looking over the floor. Giannis outside. Holiday, the pass to Giannis. And Giannis throws it down.
I mean, a tremendous all-around talent. Drew Holiday keeping his eyes up and his options open.
Outside Leonard. He kicks to Cousins. Lopez with the steal. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Antetokounmpo, no good.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it. Definitely got to use the clock here and get the last shot.
But this is where your patience is tested. If you shoot too quickly, you give your opponent a chance to close out the quarter. Ooh, the defense gets away with a late rotation. That's a shot he normally makes.
So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even. All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. A pretty close game for the Clippers throughout the first quarter. The period came to a close with them. And that...
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. Without question, George displaying his skills today.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
And it's not like everything's been at the rim. There's been a number of jump shots along the way.
And the Clippers, looking at who they've got. Reggie Jackson out there with Paul George. Then it's Marcus Morris. Then there's Patrick Patterson. And it's Zubac in at the 5, roaming the paint.
This is the shot they wanted to get. Right guy, right spot, wrong result.
Here's Lopez. It's hauled in by Zubac. Clippers leading by 3. Patterson finds Jackson. Outside, George. Pass to Patterson. Back to George. It's tipped. Stolen by Middleton. On the wing, DiVincenzo. Can't tie it up as that one's no good. Now George. 6 points for him. And if you're just joining us, we've played over a minute here in the third. Out to Morris. Second chance shot. That one a little long.
They have yet to hit a shot, a real slow start here in the second half.
Here's Antetokounmpo. It's stolen by Morris. And now the Clippers on the break. Jackson's got the ball. Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. And it's sent back by Lopez.
It's a bonus whenever Lopez comes up with the swat. Want to see more of this from the big fella. And we heard Shaquille O'Neal bestow his Superman nickname on Giannis Antetokounmpo, and rightfully so. The Greek Freak, the most dominant paint scorer since Shaq himself.
Looking at who's out there now for the Bucks. Portis, he's checked in for Lopez. P.J. Tucker comes in for Chris Middleton. Pat Connaughton, he's checked in for Dante DiVincenzo. And it's Bryn Forbes in for Drew Holiday. Zubac the pass to Morris. Stolen by Tucker. And Forbes kicks to Connaughton. Back to Forbes. And it's off the back rim. No good. And watching Antetokounmpo get to the rim can take your breath away.
Man, he can go around you, through you, or literally jump right over you. Call him the freak, Superman, what have you. None of it feels like an exaggeration.
Leonard finds Beverly. Back to Leonard from the arc. Antetokounmpo pulls it in. Giannis has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. For the lead. Doesn't get it to drop for him. And it's the Clippers taking it the other way. Here's Beverly. Lays it up and banks it in. Beverly's got his first basket.
And buckets like that have been hard to come by. Not the most exciting game. Both sides look way off in terms of their shooting.
You have to give credit to the defenses. Protecting the rim, closing out hard. This one's been a grind.
Pass to Portis. Good. And it's Giannis picking up the assist. Portis has got 5 points so far.
And I tell you, Antetokounmpo's evolved into one of the better passing forwards in our league. And when the defense is focused on you that much, you need to be able to find the open man.
The Bucks making a switch here. DiVincenzo's checked in. Outside for Jackson. And stolen by DiVincenzo. There's the lob to Portis. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
You can tell Bobby Portis wants to be a go-to guy for this team, not just satisfied of being a role player.
Forbes, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Forbes has got the lead up to 3 now for the Bucks.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Now, here's Kennard. He's guarded closer. Outside for Jackson. Lock at 6. And the pass to Oturu. Batum for 3. That shot off. So Milwaukee will take it the other way. DiVincenzo passes to Tucker. Swiped it away. And here comes Jackson leading the fast break. That's in, and the Milwaukee lead is cut to just 1 point on the basket from Batum.
That's the leadership they're looking for from Jackson. Staying patient, surveying the court, and locates the open man.
We've got 33 seconds left in the third. But they recover it. Portis.
Speaking of Bobby Portis, he's going to fight, he's going to scrap, he's going to give you maximum effort every night.
The Bucks have shot 5 of 6 at the foul line tonight. Jeff Teague, he's checked in for Bryn Forbes. The Clippers also changing it up. Paul George comes in for Luke Kennard. And it's Patrick Beverley in for Jackson. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Here's George. It's rebounded by Portis. Portis has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Here's Tucker. Teague for 3. That shot off the mark. That one misses. We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. Milwaukee. And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the 4th quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. Okay, now let's reset our lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this 4th quarter. And Milwaukee, looking at who they've got, Middleton and Giannis are the forward tandem. Dante DiVincenzo, he's out there with Holiday, and it's Lopez in at the center filling out the middle. Milwaukee leading by 3. And it's Antetokounmpo penetrating. And Giannis throws it down.
And how about the initiative there from Antetokounmpo? Excellent at seeing lanes to the basket and then just taking advantage.
Trying to break that ice-cold streak. Rebounded by the Bucks. Giannis has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Middleton outside. Back to Antetokounmpo. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It's on Nicholas Batum.
You know, we always talk about what a rare talent Giannis is, and it's true. Unrivaled athleticism and versatility.
And the Bucks making a change here. Connaughton's checked in. The Clippers also making some changes. Leonard comes in for Nicholas Batum. And it's Jackson in for Rajon Rondo. Jackson dishes to Leonard. Kicks to George. Clippers moving the ball around. Shot clock at 5. Pass to Zubac. Los Angeles needs to get off a shot here. The shot by George, no good.
You like that he's still attacking, but the results tonight just haven't been there.
The shot by Middleton, wide open. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Bucks lead by 8.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
George finds Jackson.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
And it's George finishing it off.
What an athlete Paul George is, leaping up with such ease on those throwdowns.
Outside Holiday. Game moves along. 2 minutes gone here in the 4th. The kick out to Antetokounmpo. He dishes it to Lopez. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
So frustrating when you can't get anything to go down as you're trying to help your team finish the job.
And here we go with the coach's challenge. Surprise in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replay, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And it's Antetokounmpo with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Bucks. 6-point lead. Dante DiVincenzo. He's checked in for the Bucks. George is checked in for Los Angeles. Patrick Beverly comes in for Jackson. DiVincenzo kicks to Middleton. Inside, here's Lopez. Good, and the assist goes to Middleton. Lopez has got the lead up to 8 now for Milwaukee.
That's just good basketball. Can't ask for a better look.
George against DiVincenzo. Tries from 10, and the Clippers miss again.
Come on, that's your bread and butter. You can't miss that.
Hold on!
You got to buckle up on that one.
Just hard to match up with Antetokounmpo's speed, especially in the open floor.
George with the ball. Outguarded by Giannis. Yep, it goes in, and the Milwaukee lead is cut down to just 8 points on the bucket from George. Bucks have gone 5 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Strong work at that end of the floor. 1:19 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Shots good by Middleton.
And just about every one of Middleton's shots is a smart one. Even from mid-range, he's not going to force anything.
Beverly the pass to Leonard. Yep, that one goes.
This is why you're trying to get him as many touches as possible. He's got the knack.
Outside Holiday. Middleton outside. He's looking for Giannis and finds him. The dish to Lopez. Nice D from Cousins. 40 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Here's George. He kicks it to Cousins. Lopez with the steal. It's 2-on-1. Middleton with it. George picks him up. The Bucks getting another chance here.
Guys, let's just go ahead and call this one. It's over.
They couldn't make enough plays when it mattered. Interesting game, though, in terms of some of the matchups.
And so it's Milwaukee now. They've given up just 8 points in the fourth quarter. Middleton outside. And so the Bucks take the win. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, made the difference.
Yeah, and the first step.
All right, David, thank you. And that's going to do it tonight, folks.